July 7th. Parks Board meeting will come to order. Members present,
Here, Mike Buchanan,
do we have to name them all?
well, I guess so.
Robert Couch, Derek Turner, John Smith, Glenn Harlan, J.D. Buchanan, Ishmael White, and Freddie Hale. Chad Coomer could not make it, he is at work. No guests. Review the June minutes. Has everybody looked at those and good with them?
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody want to make a motion to accept it?
I'll make a motion.
John makes a motion.
Second.
Glenn seconds. All in favor? Redo the claims for this month. What I have here is 256 supply is all we have this month. Of course, we don't see the utilities. One invoice for $8.79, another one for $7.49, another one for $13.48, gives us a total of $29.76. Looks like, wasp spray.
Yes, that was for Pam Spencer that cleans the bathrooms to get rid of the wasps.
And fix the toilet bowl. It was running.
We need to fix the toilet.
And the other one was cleaner. All it says is cleaner. So that was for bathrooms also.
Okay.
All right, so that's a total of $29.76. Motion from somebody to pay.
I'll make the motion. We
And
pay
it
that.
said versus, yeah.
No, this is,
Plug in for the lights. I'd get 3 of them.
That
no,
would be in July.
yeah, that'd be next month. This is all we got so far, so.
If I get it to,
Who made the motion?
I did.
Ishmael
I'll
made the
make a
motion.
motion.
I'll second.
Freddie seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna go to, the list that we have here. We've talked about many times. We don't have any updates to it.
Yeah, first one we did.
Oh, yes, we do.
Well, you checked all the lights at Mano and
Lights at
all the
Mano
3 of them?
Park.
They're working,
Working.
Okay, got that done.
except about 4 of them. I can't get down to fill the water to hook them up. So leave them on.
So all but four are working.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Landscaping Campbell Park, which is gonna get put off because you have to haul in dirt and level and everything. That's gonna be later on again. Additional parking at Broadway, been talked about 1,000 times and I don't know where you get it at. Fishing bench installation, Ishmael's got those made, he just hadn't got them put in yet. The large tree at Mano Park that's fallen, that's the neighbors.
I got it. Oh,
Is
man.
that the Leaning Tree?
No, that's, yeah.
It's a big old sycamore. That needs to be cleaned up.
But it's not,
Which property is gone?
Right, you know where I live? Gary Avenue. Straight across the street, big sycamore.
but it's not our tree.
Or it's fallen to me.
Yeah. It's not our tree, but it needs to be come down. It makes the park look bad.
Is it on that trailer that backs up to the walking path?
Yeah, it's his tree and it
Who lives
fell.
there?
Supposed to be Shane Terry's half brother, some sort. But he don't do nothing. He don't do nothing. He goes to work, comes in the house. He's got 2 dogs. He walks them around the park a couple of times and that's it.
Is it cleaned up?
Town cleaned it up one time, took backhoe, raked all around it, loaded it up and hauled it over and set it on fire. but that's got some limbs hanging down, they're gonna fall.
The only problem is it's not our tree.
Yeah,
You know, unless somebody wants to volunteer to pay a tree trimming company or volunteer to go do it themselves. I mean, he's made the comment, he didn't really care what we did to the tree.
No, I actually stopped and asked him one day while he was walking his dog. And he goes, oh, feel free to do anything you want to with it.
Yeah, he just ain't gonna do nothing with it.
Yeah.
He's just not, no. So that's where we're at on that. The big leaning tree at Broadway, which is back on the walking path
That was
over
pretty bad.
by the Morgan side, again,
I have a thought on that one.
I don't know what we did.
I have a thought on that one. What could we do? We need to get somebody with a bulldozer to go back, and I'm sure Mike Stamper would allow us to take the bulldozer back there in this kind of weather and just pull it down with a bulldozer.
Yeah, if you, yeah, that would
The
probably.
bulldozer would do it. Nothing else, everything else would be risky.
You would have to get permission to get on the Morgan field.
Yeah.
And then somebody would have to get up as high as they could in that tree and tie a cable around it. And then you could pull it down to the east.
Yeah, a dozer would do it,
Yeah,
like,
backhoe might do it, but I don't know.
I mean, what about the Alverson boys or Coomer? Or no, the Coomer.
Yeah, but I,
Coons,
I mean,
but I don't know, we don't have money to pay for
But
it, so I don't know how that gets
if
done.
it's in the area, I mean, we could ask them, if you're gonna be in the area, they might do it for an affordable price. I mean, I was trying to figure out how, without a big
I
boom
can
truck.
talk to Jeff and I could get the permission on the Morgan property.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Mike Stamper, I think would let us do it. Well, he said, do anything you want to.
I know when the track hole was up there for Temple and Temple, when they were building the splash park and everything else, Danny, the superintendent, said he would do it, but it was always wet.
Well, and he couldn't get to it.
Yeah,
The
Mike.
track hole that has metal tracks on it
Yeah,
would destroy the walking path.
It would.
And he said the rubber one, the little rubber one, he said that won't do it.
by the time he gets back there, he tears up a lot of stuff, and then where he has to stop, he couldn't reach it to do anything with it. So it's still there.
But if we could get a dozer to come in the backside, would be a way of doing it.
I think about the only way you're gonna get it done is to pull it to the east instead of trying to clean it up some other way, but I don't know how we do that.
Last thing we want is that fall.
Yeah,
People walking.
Well, and there's big pieces, when I say big, almost as big as your body, falling out of it because it's rotting. So every time we have a storm, there's big pieces all over. I'm not talking about twigs, I'm talking about good sized pieces.
and you know, the best case scenario for this thing is we have a really big windstorm and there's nobody up there and it falls.
Yeah.
But who wants to take that chance?
Yeah.
And when it falls, does it fall the right way? If not, it's tearing up a lot of stuff. But again, I don't know how we fix that.
Well,
problem.
the mayor supposedly said he gave Shane direction to figure out how to get it down. We'll see.
Good luck with that, cause I wouldn't touch it.
Well, get somebody to do it.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
all right. Old business, the DNR grant. The splash park has been fixed, it's up and running. Derek knows that, he was up there playing in it. The skate park equipment, it has been shipped and it's here. Hadn't been put together yet and put up there. The playground equipment is here, installed. All the mulch down, the pour and play and everything else. Shelter house / bathrooms. I mean, they're built, they're just not finished, but he should be done.
it scared the crap out of me, pardon the pun, with bathrooms. I went up there just a few minutes ago and I turned and the posts were a different color. And I thought, whoo, that's just the wrap. That's not the actual, that's the water protectant wrap.
But he's got
He
it,
says, he told me today that he's gonna wrap that up. weather permitting, tomorrow or next day, setting the utilities and wrapping the posts. All I got out. He's doing the electrical stuff.
Okay, so then all you gotta do is the inside.
Yeah, well, he's got the walls up inside and putting the electrical.
Has he got fixtures and everything already set?
No, that's what I'm saying, he's gonna put the fixtures in, the wrap post.
So hopefully, week or two, that'll be complete. And then the only thing we would have outstanding on that grant would be the bench delivery, which they've been ordered. And we're looking at September.
He's trying to shoot for August 15th. He sent me pictures Sunday of actually some of them stamped. The ones for the DNR project, 3 or 4 of them stamped,
Okay,
posted out.
so that's a month earlier than what I thought, so.
Yeah, well, I pinged him about twice a week. How you doing? How's it going?
Once those are done, we've got a delivery guy to go get them and get them here. Once they're here, TNT will install theirs, the grant, and Danny's just waiting for us to call and say they're here. So they can get up there, and then that would be everything, basically, for that grant. And we're hoping to close it out without having to do the extension. We've applied for the extension, like we talked about last meeting, just to cover ourselves, because we didn't know about the playground equipment. It turned up overnight. It was actually in the warehouse down somewhere, and they found it. Anyway, it's here, all that, but anyway. We're waiting, I mean, everything's ready to go. All we gotta do is get the benches, set them down, bolt them down. And it's just,
The skate park stuff really came in quickly.
yeah, after that, we should be able to wrap it up, which is gonna put us still under the deadline without even bothering with the extension, so we should be good there. And,
And I covered quickly the DNR review, hot water, picnic tables, transition, and signage that reflects the DNR standard logo. So that, relatively speaking, those were pretty minor. I mean, they would have been nits except for the bathroom thing. And when she said it, I looked at her like, ma'am, I've never been in a public park bathroom with hot water. She goes, well, the new rules are. So, and fortunately, if it's very thing fortunate, since he wasn't done, he didn't have the plumbing run, it's easier to do.
Yeah.
If he had been on schedule, it'd have been a substantial effort. He'd had to re-plumb everything.
At least the timing worked out for us.
yeah. Okay, Spicer Town Park update.
Paving bid was awarded. They will start paving Monday morning. The park walking trail and the parking lot.
Now, I don't think John or Derek was here last meeting, but I don't know, maybe it was after that. Anyway, the trustee and his board has agreed to pave the walking path in the
You
parking
mentioned
lot.
it in the last meeting.
Was that the last meeting? Okay.
Yeah.
So that is scheduled. Hopefully, we can get, contractor out there to pour concrete before that, because if not, he's gonna have a mess.
Yeah, and well, if not, when I talked to him today, we'll have to figure out some way of getting some kind of bridging over a 10-foot section of the walking trail. I thought about leaving it out, but then why leave it out, put it in and hope and pray we don't break it.
Now,
At least it's there.
we left it out, they charge us more to come back there.
Yeah, so it's just a 10-foot piece, section. And, I told him we need to look around. They make those transition pads that you just lay down, that you can run heavy equipment over, so get a couple of those. But,
Other than that, out there, we've got a piece of equipment we need to get installed. If you haven't been out there, there's 2 big piles. One of them's debris, and the other one is a mix of just old dirt and debris from the houses they tore down and the foundations and all that. Next step out there after they get paved and everything is getting all that out of there. Basically, I'd not talked to the city, but the city possibly could go out there to the backhoe, load it up and, haul it off. And then, once we get that done, we're probably gonna have to backfill in some low places. And then we've got to put the border around each, playground equipment, each piece, and then put mulch in it. And that one out there is pretty well done also for what we've got to spend now. Okay?
And Robert, I don't know if we covered this last meeting, but definitely got to commend you for your strategy relative to the playground equipment that we bought. JD offered him 1,000, he took it. And it is brand new equipment, and it's a zip line.
Yeah.
It is what you thought it was. I never
I
seen it.
priced them the cheapest ones I could find, like $5,000.
Yeah.
For the same
And
equipment.
he said, if you need help installing, just call it. He's actually a playground equipment installer.
There you go.
Is there a time frame that, so I know that I talked about getting the youth grant making council to be a part of that, getting the mulch out there to the different things. Is there a timeline that we're looking at? I mean, just any time or?
What I would like to see happen is concrete poured, blacktop done,
Okay.
then we,
Jamie said that
then we do it.
I mean, they're all on board for it. They would love to be a part of that. Just waiting for whenever we're ready, we'll send out the troops.
We've got
Probably be out, quite honest with
two
you.
triaxles out there.
September, I think it would be a September.
That'd probably be best,
A little better
honestly.
weather, too.
I know that for my daughter, she's been at summer camp pretty near all the summer. Like,
Yeah,
she's been
school
4
will be
weeks
back in
now.
session, vacations will be over with, and quite honestly, 6 weeks would be a good timeline to get ready for that.
But we've already got the border. All we have to do is decide, we gotta measure how far we gotta go, then we kill grass, put the fabric down. We've got at least 2 triaxles of rubber mulch out there. Plus, we've got 4 ton
2 ton,
up at Broadway that's left over.
2 ton,
Well, there were 2 apiece,
not 3 tons, they're tiny.
ton each, 2 ton. So those big sacks you saw up there, Derek has got mulch, different color, but anyway. We may have to do something else because I don't know how far it goes. We'll just have to see what happens.
We could do something with it.
Yeah, we'll use it and then if we're short, we'll have to come up with something else. 5-year plan is coming due again. It will be next year in April, so we've talked many times about, we just need to basically come up with a list that we could put in our 5-year plan for the park. Something you would like to see,
One thing on the list already got done.
little things.
I was gonna say, the pavement and walking path already done.
Yeah, already got that. The only thing I mentally added, and JD and I talked about this several times, is a piece of playground equipment on the north end of Broadway, up there at Shelter House, so when people come up there for baseball games and stuff and bring little kids with them, rather than having to risk them going all the way down to the other area, at least have something to occupy their time.
I can tell you, having one kid that played and 2 younger ones that didn't,
Yeah, that's what I'm
that's
saying.
a fantastic idea.
Yes,
it is. Yeah, and this guy that we got this equipment from, he started, what, he said had a 30-foot space rocket. Yeah.
In his backyard.
But,
In his backyard.
and for safety reasons, we could put just a line of chain link fence down the parking, so the kids don't run out,
Yeah.
not fence it in, just have a line fence, a couple $1,000, so that they can go over and play, but to get out, they gotta go to the shelter house and come out, that way, a little bit of safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's always been a problem, because kids are sitting there crying, I don't know.
I've been looking, I haven't found anything yet, but I've been looking. If you hear of anybody, such as Derek you know, you're down in Clarksville, if you hear of the city or, you know, the school or anybody replacing anything,
I don't have much connection anymore down there. I left. So,
you left?
yeah.
He's not.
You didn't even get any playground equipment before you left. Bad, Derek. All right. Maybe we could call Tina.
I've been talking to her last week.
Have you? Okay, we got that covered.
I might be replacing Derek.
I mean, Tina Bennett's the,
Yeah, seriously, I've been in contact with her last week on other things.
so if they're doing anything at all down there, she'd know about it, so she knows we're looking, so.
So what is a rainbow pet bridge or whatever that's, what is that?
You noticed that, huh? That is, the pieces are up there. They're over there by the storage shed. And what other places have done that have dog parks, they have put in some of them call it a walk, some of them call it a bridge, depending on your area. And basically what it is a place to memorialize your
I
animals.
saw one when we were in Charleston.
Yeah, North Carolina,
Yeah,
it got washed away with the flood, so it's gone.
yeah. Well, we saw, that's what I was.
Yeah.
A lot of people really liked it. There was a whole list of people, a whole group of people over there going through the colors and everything.
And that's kind of where the idea came from. Diane Eads Mullins, which is married to Willie, she was on the county council at the time. And she'd sent pictures to 2 or 3 different people about what she'd seen and all this. And it's there, we just haven't got it put up yet. Some places charge you to put a name or paint an area, some it's just come and do what you want, but you know, it was basically a bridge being taken down on somebody's property. And it was either throw it away or reuse it. So Ishmael being the white that he is, we're reusing it.
And we bought new flooring. We got the new flooring up there. We virtually got everything but the concrete to build it. It's just this small sweat labor.
Yeah.
And essentially, to handle it, I don't know if you've ever read, you know, counter to pets going to heaven. They go to Rainbow Land. They cross this bridge, all of their shortcomings are erased, and they go into the Valley of Flowers. So that's what it is.
So you mean my dogs
They're
are,
crossing into eternity, pets, and it's a pet.
so my dog is forgiven for chewing up my remote 3 times?
I can walk those.
God, Jamie, there's something I could say that I won't.
I picked it up.
Because of your religious belief,
I
don't
picked
you
it up.
think you can be
I
forgiven?
picked it up, but she found it.
Okay. Yeah, but that's what it is. And we've got all the materials just as labor intensive. And the plan is there's a ditch between the walking path and,
Yeah.
dog trail, putting it across that. Probably 32 foot altogether, 8 foot ramp, 16 foot, 8 foot ramp. And I've got the sidings from swimming pool, boards up and down from a swimming pool, and we got the big beams and stuff.
We've got, the deck is there, probably enough spindles. Be
More than
close,
enough spindles.
be close. Then I think they have to be 4 inches on center now instead of 6, but anyway, it'd be close, if not enough. And basically we might need some 4x4s, a little taller or something, but other than that, it's all there, we just gotta get it put up. And, we talked about disc golf for the 5-year plan also. We also talked about possibly having enough money left in the budget out at, Spicertown to possibly come up with a way to do some. But I don't know what that budget looks like now, so we'll just have to wait. Once we get the big stuff done out there, you know, we're gonna have money left over, but we're gonna have to use some of it for backfill dirt. We may have to use it to get more mulch. So after all that, we may have enough to do golf, we may not, but it's something for the future. And it's not that expensive.
I did a recap of the money for, Placertown and left it. With everything that we're doing and have planned, and I put in our picnic tables, signage, garbage cans, lights, everything, we're probably, right now, about $12,000 liquid. We've got about $12,000.
So out of that, you know, if the city can't move everything, we'll, you know, have somebody move it and get good dirt, backfill, seed, straw.
Yeah, we got about.
So, I mean, there's a good chance we could get maybe the bridge installed and also, you know, maybe, even though I think it's a dumb game, some disc golf holes or baskets,
People play,
whatever they call them.
so, you know. I
Yeah,
think the, stationary exercise equipment, although I'm sure that's not cheap, everywhere I've ever seen it, it gets utilized.
Well, I'll interject something here. When I went down to get the bleachers, which have been picked up, delivered and installed, they gave me an extra set of bleachers. I got 4 for the price of 3, but they got all these, exercise bikes down there. That are the ones with the solid steel wheel, they're not doing anything with. I am asking them to give us 4 of those, and we permanently mount one of those in every shelter house. Hold it down. So if you want to exercise, they got a row of them. Like I said, they're going to trash them.
so when you have your family reunion, if you eat too much, you go get on the bike.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm keeping them aligned. If you get rid of those, we'll pick 4 of them up, or 5, whichever.
But anyway, that's just some of the things we talked about for that 5-year plan. We've got till April, so long before then, we'll be,
It has to be approved by April 1st.
well, we got till April.
Okay.
All right. Duke Grant, Ishmael Steel, he still wants to do that, and he's still gonna pursue it. So with Duke Electric, they do 1 a year. They do it 1 time a year, I think is what they do.
They have $20,000 allocated to every municipality.
And then there's a timeline to apply and all that, but he's still going to, look into that and keep at it. Number 4, we got done, the trustee of Spicertown, we went over that, the big tree at Broadway, we've gone over that, bleachers, we've gone over that. The telephone border, which is the telephone poles that are in the ground up at the park for a fence. The rock that we bought is already been delivered and it's there. So the city is, whenever they get time, basically they're gonna pull out and replace, and then that fence will be more of a natural fence with the rock that matches everything else.
And coincidentally, you believe in coincidences, I had a discussion about that with Shane Terry and the mayor today. And he said he would hope to get on it this week, if not the next. And of course, you know, the mayor chimed in, yeah, we need to do that. And then, John Ashby goes sitting there and he goes, yeah, do that. That's the ugliest, blankety blank things I've ever seen in my life. So,
They got them at Hardy Lake.
okay, 2 wrongs don't make a right. So the mayor said, yeah, do that, Shane, and Shane was sitting there and he said, yeah. And the only reason I went over was to tell him we need dirt. When you pull those up, you gotta fill the holes in with dirt, because, yeah, I said, we got 1 small pile back over the old bathrooms, but you'll probably need another truck of them.
Okay.
Because every hole has to be filled in with dirt. So it's, the fact that Shane and the mayor were sitting right there right now.
Would we be able to use that refuse over in Spicertown to fill in the holes in Broadway?
We shouldn't, we might need it. There's a pile that they left on purpose when they dug out for the new playground equipment. If that's not enough, which is probably not, then Possibly, we could again go out there and get.
They got all kinds, but they got all kinds of dirt at the sewer plants.
Piles everywhere.
Yeah, but maybe we could get them to go out there and move it, and then since they're going up there, possible. I don't know what all's in that stuff out of Spicer Town.
I don't know. I stay on that left side.
The putt-putt, at, Spicer Town, it's almost complete. You built the frames, have you put the grass on it yet?
No, the only thing left is putting the grass down and the, obstacles. I spent the last amount, I bought the last thing about 45 minutes before the meeting started, which was the glue for the carpet. And I've got all of the monuments cut, ready to go. So, I'd like to thank Mr. Buchanan for cutting all the plywood for me. Thank you, Mr. Buchanan. But, yeah, it's probably a couple days, but obviously no hurry because it's gonna be sitting in the
Yeah.
storage building. I, kind of give you some, I've got an outline, a wooden outline of Indiana, painted red. I got a wooden outline of Kentucky painted blue, so that's gonna be two of the obstacles. I've got a fence, I've got a tunnel, I've got an incline, I got a ramp, I got, little round metal things like Jenga boards. Paint them, one row red, one row black, one row blue. And then I've got a bunch of angles, plastic angles, so I got them all. And I got, all of the arithmetic options, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, cut out of wood across it. And I got another one that's all the geometric shapes, squares, circles, triangles, and right angles as obstacles across another one. So you're gonna get historic, you're gonna get geography, you're gonna get math, you're gonna get
Scores.
gambling. Everything else. But, yeah, so I got them all ready.
Okay.
Treatment pond.
Number 10, treatment of the pond. Has anybody gone by and looked at it?
Oh, gosh, yes, I was there
Looks
20
bad.
minutes ago.
It's terrible.
It will turn over in the next 10 days. We just need to go ahead, go to Freetown, and get this guy down here. It's over half covered with,
Yeah, but the problem we run into with that is the last time we did that, it takes like really 6 weeks to 2 months to get it to do what it wants.
we gotta do something.
And then the weather's here and kills it anyway.
Either that or Glenn will have to move because there'll be 5,000 dead fish in 10 days.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And I have tried, I've given up. I've worked for 6 months trying to get Herbie Rose to fix the pumps. I had no luck. He agreed the last time I talked to him to do it over the holidays. And as you can tell, they're not working. We need to get somebody else.
I've got chemicals to put in it that worked last year. I put some of it in this year, sprayed it right on top of the vines, didn't touch it. So I don't know what the
Well, you
difference is.
had the fountain circulating and stuff too, probably didn't hurt things last year, right?
Probably not.
That's the problem. The pumps gotta be fixed. I mean, that's our saving grace. If our.
How much is a pump? Has anybody looked at a pump?
Well, we got the pumps, he's got the parts to fix them. He's ordered the parts
A new
6
one,
months ago. $1,500.
no, it's more than that. A 220, which is what we've got. I think the one horse is 220 and a half horse is 110. We've got the two we got are the one horse.
Let's see if I can get a volunteer from my maintenance group to go fix the pumps.
Now, we got the parts. I mean, he's ordered the parts, they're sitting over at Burleson.
And you look at them, you would think they'd be that hard to fix.
Parts aren't doing no good, so nowhere bird.
I don't know.
I've got two old ones up there, you can look at them, don't look like they're that hard.
I know 10 years ago, we bought those, they were about 25 to 35 a piece. And that's been 10 years ago. Now you can get a 110 for, I saw someplace, I don't know how high your lift is though. About 18 to 19. But, again, I don't know how much lift and how much, I guess, motion in the water you would get with it. And supposedly the 220s take less to run them than the 110s. I don't know.
You guys let me know on the Herbie situation. If you want me to get somebody, I'll see if I can,
My run around town was to go over there this evening, but obviously they close at 4 o'clock, so they're about.
Shoot me a message. If you need
I'll hit him,
somebody, I'll
I'll hit him tomorrow and say, Herbie, if you aren't gonna fix it this week, where's the parts? We'll get somebody else to do it, cause we can't wait any longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 11, painting the parking stops, which, another thing, John talked about helping out there. We've got the, what's the name of those kids that did it last time?
The youth grant.
The youth grant,
Same price.
same group.
Yeah.
We used them last time and they, 12 of them show up and they've got every one of them up at Broadway Park painted in half a day.
Yeah, and I mean, they said, give them the day, whatever day, just let them know.
Parking stops need to be painted, and I would actually go a step farther and say, paint as many picnic tables as they can.
Okay. So with that, I mean, want me to tell her, we're looking at maybe fall time with that as well, or
Whenever,
just as soon as possible? Okay,
as soon as they're available. I mean, we got a sense of urgency, but it's available.
sure, yeah, I know that they start getting those new members in, and the new members, they start needing their volunteer hours, so I think it'd be a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Let her decide, plan the execution of the matter, and we'll give them the
And I
resources.
learned my lesson last time. I show up with like 3 paintbrushes and a roller, there's 12 kids, and they go, what's the rest of them gonna do? So I had to run down to the hardware store and buy paintbrushes.
Yeah,
We'll have plenty of paintbrushes and rollers.
yeah, they need those volunteer hours.
Well, we got done in half a day and they turned around and looked and said, what
Well,
we gonna do now?
Yeah, but
Well, I know that,
Planning on getting,
all the picnic
they were
tables,
planning on getting all their time
mhm.
in one day.
Yeah, and that's just, I know that the last time that they had a voting members meeting, they specifically, that was the, one of the big items is we want to start doing more for the park. The
great.
parks.
Yeah, all picnic tables need to be painted, there's probably 12 of those in total. And, the bullards, and another one is all of that plastic molding, solid molding around the outfield fences, not the curved, but the solid,
Mhm.
needs to be painted. It's got the mold, it's got the same black stuff as on everybody's roof. So,
It's plastic.
So we paint the plastic, can we not clean it?
yeah, that's what I'm saying, clean it.
Oh, you said-
Another thing we can do is clean it, yeah.
Didn't he say paint?
No,
I thought it said
sorry.
paint. That's what I thought.
Clean it. So there's 3 tasks they can do.
Yeah.
We've already gone over 12, the playground equipment's already been, delivered out to Splashertown. We just have to decide where it goes and we'll get everything else done, get it installed. New business. Deep clean Mano building.
Okay,
It's been used a couple times and it was sitting there for 4 months, 5 months.
November to June.
6 months almost. And, well, it was 6 months. And it sat there, wasn't used. Yeah, you get moisture, it needs a deep cleaning.
Yeah, once a year.
It might even need a deep cleaning twice a year, but it does need a deep cleaning now.
Yeah, well, I know, it's been deep cleaned now, but it was wiped away. I want people renting it. And what I saw, because the who were in it before me were critical, is, okay, and this is what deep cleaning does, you shouldn't expect anybody that rents it to do that. Mold around all of the magnets on the refrigerator, you'll get those every time, and, refrigerator setting for 6 months. Mold in the corners, bugs on the window sills, windows washed. bathroom cleaned real good, you know, a deep cleaning. I did speak with Pam Spencer relative to that, she said she would gladly, do it, probably for $50, go in once a year or whatever, do a deep clean, yeah. Because I literally,
I wouldn't do it individually.
well, if you don't clean it, we charge you $50, yeah. But it took me a good hard hour, and I didn't realize it until I got up there, and, oh crap, my 50 family members will hang me on the flagpole, if the place is dirty. So I was scrubbing and rubbing, but
So
you know, those are things that happen.
I don't know that I've ever been in there. What's the size of this building? I mean, I've seen it from the outside, but you said 50 people?
Oh, it will accommodate comfortably 75.
That's not really.
We have 50
Close to
chairs,
this room.
50 chairs and tables. We have tables and 50 chairs that have pickup mechanisms, you store them. We have room for 50, and I set my family up, and we didn't put any of them in what would you call a vestibule, display 24 by 24.
Yeah, it's
It would accommodate 75 people in a heartbeat.
It's got probably 10, 12-foot counter space, doesn't have stove, refrigerator.
Two
Big
bathrooms.
vestibule.
2 nice bathrooms, air conditioned. Lucite flooring, beautiful tapestry, the whole wall. The north wall is really the park. If you go in and look at the north wall, you think you're looking at the park.
Carry on with that, my back's killing me.
So, it is a beautiful facility that very few people are aware of. But, I would like to just, and
I mean,
so,
I've rented LJ's banquet hall twice this year. We need to use that building.
always, you won't find, it is comparable to Celebration Hall.
That's what I mean, the
Yeah,
celebration used to be LJ's or something.
yeah, it's comparable, that 2 nice bathrooms, very well laid out. And I'm going to advocate that we do buy either a microwave or a stove to put in there, because,
That'd go a long way from.
yeah, if there's a space for it. When they designed it, they made a space for it and just didn't put the stove in. That gap of the refrigerator there, that's what that's for.
Yeah.
And it's got countertops and a wall of tables for serving, big long tables. So, yeah, we accommodate 52 people with ease.
Where's the, like, price list and everything, where's that available at?
I think it's $100 to rent it, and you get penalized if you don't, take out the garbage, clean it, pick up the chairs. You could end up $35 fine, but if you rent it and use it, leave it as it was, $100. Okay. I would make a motion that we go ahead and go forward with deciding to deep clean it at least once a year.
I would second. that.
Absolutely.
Clean the floors, clean the
Yeah.
windows.
Why don't you make the motion that, we do it at least once, possibly twice?
Okay, at least once, possibly twice. Okay, I'll do it. Okay,
That way if we need a spring and fall. we
Yeah.
have it.
okay. But I mean, these are all nice cushion chairs, and they got roller, stationary mechanism to stack them on, and the tables too, that you stack the tables on a roller. Put them in, you know,
Sounds
Okay,
like it needs to be utilized a lot more than it is.
yeah.
it used to be, but since COVID, I mean, it's.
Well, the mayor has an interest because he wants to start having his organizational meetings up there.
That would be good.
That's why I had to do the gut thing.
$100 for the park board.
That echo in there, you couldn't understand what the other man said.
Well, if you stay in a certain area, the fix to that is put up some tapestries or something absorbent on the wall. Same thing here. You have the same problem here.
All right, we'll make a motion.
I did.
Who second?
I didn't.
Robert did, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, number 2, the new state process, which we started tonight. We've gone over this, but once again, everything has to be videoed. Then it'll be uploaded. So, for prosperity's sake, I guess, transparency, it'll be there.
There's one other document that came from Josh Stickman.
Oh, yeah, we need to do the terms.
Yeah.
And I think, if we check the front door, I think, the mayor and clerk treasurer went over that, and I believe what they decided to do was to have everybody with the same time. Basically, it's 4 years, and I'm not sure when it starts and when it stops.
Yeah, so we just need to probably do that next meeting and say, and that's the one that has to be documented.
Yeah.
And then, and anytime there's a new board member, who's the board member, their term, and the source of their appointment. And what that means is, I think I'm the only one that's an exception, is I am not appointed by the city. I am the trustees representative. And that oddly enough, is the only way I can be replaced is if I write a letter resigning. I'm serious, that's the weirdest thing in the world. You have to, because Virgil had a very difficult time when he wanted to change things once. And you have to get the person to step down. You can't just automatically replace.
Got it.
Got it?
Got it.
Got it, oh boy.
Okay, let's see, looks like the mayor has all appointments except you, like you expressed. They start this year, January 1 of 25. They end December 31st of 25. Looks like you did a 1-year term per. Okay. So, with that said, if anybody asks, you've got until the first of the year to decide to bail, or you might get reappointed. Okay?
Okay.
We gotta be reappointed now.
Yeah, he's got a year term limit instead of 2, 3, whatever. So he does it yearly, which is a formality. It's like when you have your first meeting, your organizational, he'll appoint them, so. If you decide you're gonna leave, just hopefully decide before then so we can find somebody to take your place. Number 3. Need to discuss what to do with the fund balance from the DNR grant. There's not gonna be a ton there,
So
so,
about $6,000.
yeah.
But, be thinking about what could we do. I mean, I'll throw out some thoughts, in fact, bring it up in the walk-ins. Things like we want to key all the locks to be the same. So you don't have to carry a key ring, one key. They run about $30 a piece and they're intelligent locks. You can buy as many as you want. Stick the key in and turn it the first time. Now it works with that key forever. This is kind of neat. Maybe upgrading, and I'm just throwing these out as thought starters. Upgrade the bathroom facilities in the old bathrooms. Put in automatic start-stop ones so people don't leave things running. A few things like this, but because we really ideally, if we wanted to stay on track, we'd want to spend it by the end of September.
Yeah.
So that's just throwing it out there as thought starters. Those were two I had in mind. And the locks is the lady, she was researching for me. She called me last night. She called me Saturday. She only worked Wednesday and Saturday. I didn't know that. And yeah, you can get as many locks as you want. They're about $30 a piece. They're intelligent locks. In other words, you just have a key. You lock every lock with that key, and now that lock knows that key, and then you just.
How many doors are you talking when you're saying that?
4 bathrooms, maintenance building, shelter house, concession stand maybe, 7, maintenance room for the new shelter, 8. Yeah.
If you decide to do the concession, 8, if not, then 7.
But she said,
$253.
yeah, but I mean.
If, and this is something that you'd have to check into. The door on that storage building is not a regular door.
It was San Signal.
So, you know, there's not much strength there, so, I mean, if these things are real heavy, but anyway.
Yeah, they're pretty light, or they're, she says it's intelligent light. For $30, they must be light. No, okay.
I've got them on the funeral home over there and they were $30.
Yeah.
I've got one on my house.
Why did you have me do the research?
I was thinking just key them all the same, call, Troy Ross and have them key them all the same.
Yeah, but she says you can buy as many as you want.
Okay.
Okay, moving on to the real stuff.
The TNT
Yeah, and I got it on there twice.
pay request.
Number 7. It's down there.
Yeah, we just need to vote to accept that. I mean, they've done all the work. I can't tell you everything that's in it. I'd have to read it and we'd be here another 20 minutes. But it's draw number 7 out of their money. And, they would have one final draw after that, which would be setting benches and tidying up things.
I make that motion.
So John makes a motion to pay Temple and Temple, Freddie seconds. All in favor? Aye. Unanimous. Number 5, the basketball goal at Spicertown. This is a little different, but it's a good idea.
Okay, I've looked at the, pole and backboards that we have over at the sewer plant that came from the school. They are the exact same dimension, 42 by 72, of the goals that we got from the old gym. My vision is to take everything off of those over at the sewer plant and just, they're both metal, and just weld the 2 frames together. You're done. You know, the ones from the school are a thick glass material. You know, you're never gonna break those.
They're a regular backboard.
They're high school backboard, but just weld them right to that other support brace. You don't even have to take any nuts loose or anything. Bam, it's done. And I would suggest we do both of them while we're at it, because we've actually got 2 goals structures, and we've got 2 goals that were given to us by John Watts, and just have them all redone. Absolutely.
Walk-ins.
Well, no, we're not done yet.
Or not? What did I miss?
Oh, Temple Pay and lots of problems. I guess we are done. I'm just trying to keep it on.
Anybody got any walk-ins?
I got 6.
Where in the world do you come up with this stuff? You probably got some I do anyway.
Well, because I did the minutes Thursday because they locked down the school. I couldn't get back in. That's pretty
You probably
funny.
got, I had one or two.
Okay, Campbell Park Gold got broken. Those of you who don't know, I created a beautiful brand new gold backboard for it. It is exquisite. I've never seen anything better. My wife did not touch it.
Yes, you did.
And the replacement brace will be here tomorrow. I got the notice tonight,
Yeah.
$90. We fix it.
So basically, the backboard that got broken is gonna get replaced with the same kind of backboard and everything, and then we're gonna make sure that it stays at 10 feet and they can't lower it anymore.
We're gonna put a lock on it and a chain, so you have to unlock it and you can't turn it because it's got a chain around it.
Turned out well.
Okay, assembly of the skate park, we've got to decide when the mayor's going, who's gonna do that? It's all here, I don't know.
I guess we work on it piece by piece.
Everybody bring your tools to the next meeting.
I'm not even sure what all it takes. I need to open one up.
We probably just need to look at it and maybe schedule a work day put together. I'll say that.
Guys, if you need help with that, I'll come help with it.
That's fine.
It's a long drive for me.
Walk. It's a short walk. Okay,
I mean, looking at the pictures, most of it's gonna be wrenches. You know, it looks like to me all of it bolts together, so it's gotta be either common metric or common half inch or something,
wrenches.
I would think.
have a drill.
I got that
Bring a
dude.
grill and a socket set.
Yeah.
I just by looking at it, I think that that's probably all.
That's all we need.
Yeah, just pick a Saturday and do it. Okay. We mentioned earlier, we got 2 tons of mulch and landscape coverage courtesy of Temple.
The, fabric,
The fabric,
they had some.
they said if it disappears, we won't know where it
It is good.
went. So, I did already mention, that we got about 12,000 funds left in Spicertown. Probably need more mulch, landscaping, but we're gonna have about 12K left.
Yeah,
If y'all haven't noticed, I'm sure Derek did, that big beautiful 4.5 foot by 6 foot sign that was put up there. I built that 2 years ago and we kind of forgot about it. It's been in storage. So I put, and all the rules on there, because I've already gotten some complaints, are the rules that's been there for 50 years. We just reproduced the rules. Did the signs installed? I don't know if we talked about the lights last meeting or not.
the lights.
Did we talk about
The
that?
walking path lights?
Huh?
You talking about the walking path lights?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Derek wasn't here for it.
Okay, I confiscated, courtesy of the city, all of the ornamental lights along Main Street. 35 of them. Well, 27 of them were parked. Okay. I converted one to solar, it works beautifully, and the average cost to do them is about $20.
Someone's driving me.
How proud of it.
Well, they cast about 40 foot. I had a picture last meeting. I installed one at my house, then waited for it to get dark, and
That's what I like to have one.
No.
The solar lights have not come in yet.
Yeah.
I did not check with Sean today, see if they'd come in from Amazon. I'm thinking when I told him what to order, they are like, I can't remember how many aluminums, but they are equivalent to somewhere around 100-watt fluorescent.
Yeah, and, we'll
Which
use
should be plenty.
a large amount of them on the walking trail. My vision is to use 2 of them for the new sign. Put them side by side at the entrance, put crossbars on it, and put the sign on that.
Is there a pad there at the sign or we went?
Well, I'm running a 4 pad there. But I have another idea. Strangely enough, all of those concrete bases that are
They're all intact.
on the west side or east side of town are only 16 inches in diameter. You can almost manhandle them. S&L has a drill. They have a 16-inch post drill.
Just under a hole and drop it in.
They've already got the bolts there.
It should work.
As long as you can get it level.
Well, it had bolts there. You can always adjust the screws.
No,
That's why it's designed that way.
I put a level on it. You better be,
Yeah, but you got nuts and bolts. You can adjust them up and down.
you better be perfect.
I'll be perfect per JD. I was gonna show you a picture.
God, I didn't do that.
That's my background check. That's my background check. Which, by the way, the new rule in the state of Indiana is when you do a background check, you have to do a background check in every state you've lived in since you were 18 years old. I had to do one for Michigan, that's what that was for.
I lived in one, so.
I mean, it blew my mind.
I'd have to.
They rejected it, and I said, why? They said, you gotta do one in every state. And I said, okay.
Do they do background checks when they take your mug shot? That might be the only time I need one.
And the problem with that is that some states, they don't have their records, some of their records are not electronic.
Yeah.
So I remember whenever I worked for
I did in
DCS,
Michigan.
we would
And
have,
I sent it to them, and they said, your application and your driver's license are fuzzy, you have to reset them.
What are you looking for so we can move on?
Picture. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have them dump the lights, and by the way, at the direction of my wife, who's the smartest person in the world. That's on camera.
Is she watching the video?
I forgot what I was gonna say to you. I really did forget what I was gonna say to you.
Move on. What's your other walking?
That's it.
You said you had 6, you did 3.
No, I didn't. Campbell Park goal, assembly of skate park, 2 tons of mulch, 12K remaining, sign install and lights.
Okay. 6. I've got 1. You didn't hit it. I've got 1.
Okay.
If you have time, after dark, go up to Broadway Park. The lights that came with the grant are sold. They give out plenty of light for that side. But that one parking lot, basketball court and all that is lit well. We don't have any lighting anywhere else. Now, these pole lights are gonna go on the walking path, but parking lots, we don't have any. I've found 30 foot, anywhere between 20 and 30 foot, 4-inch aluminum poles. They're $50 a piece. We'll have to have somebody go get them. I've already checked on that too. He'll go get them. Same guy's going to get the benches. They're in Danville, Kentucky, which is a lot closer than Fort Payne, Alabama for the benches. Also done a little research and checking on solar light, street lights. They won't look like what's up there. They'll look more like, what I looked at was more like your older ones that, you know, they're long and narrow and stick out. The ones I looked at, they're about $100 a piece. They say they give off as much light as the ones up there do, which is equivalent to I think a 250 watt, not fluorescent, metal halide, or maybe fluorescent light, which is plenty. What I was thinking is one pole in the middle of the middle parking lot with two lights on it, one each way, north and south. Then you're gonna have a light on the outside of the bathroom, which that'll help. Then when we get to the back, you wouldn't have to put anything in the parking lot. You could put it in the grass. One back, either side of that back parking lot would light it up. And then in between there, where your transition is in the concession stand, maybe one there. So you're looking at possibly 3 poles and 4 fixtures. But then we've got Spicertown, and I don't know, you talked about lighting over there. What kind of lighting did you put in that budget?
I just put $1,200 for lights. Just.
Well, then there's plenty. Would we want to do something like that over there or something more decorative or whatever? What I'm getting at is for $50 a piece, we need 3, possibly 4 tops. If we decide to do this, do you get a couple extra for that? Or if somebody would want one for a flagpole at their house, throw them on the same truck. If, you want to do something like that. Just an idea.
I mean, if we get it all together, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I like it.
If he's still got them, which he's still got them listed, $50 a piece, make it easy, let's say 4. There's 200. And you got 4 lights.
What's the charge to go pick them up, Dan?
I'm not sure, but he's going to Fort Payne, Alabama and back for $900. So probably, you're talking 4 lights and talking $800 for the lights and the poles. And I don't know, probably maybe $1,200, $1,300 and you get it all. All you have to do is the only thing extra would be in the middle of the parking lot. You'd have to have somebody pour your concrete column. And what I was thinking, like at my house, my flagpole's 30-footer and it's in a PVC sleeve with sand around it. And it's never gone anywhere. So what I was thinking, you pour your column, and instead of bolting to it, which these would have to have a flange welded on the bolt, you just put a PVC sleeve in the middle and set it in the middle and put your sand around it and you're done. Just an idea. So that's what I had walk in.
Yeah, my comment on my wife, she said, you better go get those lights or they'll disappear. So I got them everyone. He goes, trust me, yeah, I've heard you complain too much about things disappearing, so I went and got them.
Okay.
So
So I will, is anybody interested in my idea?
I am, I think it's a really
Yeah, I
good.
mean.
Is it
more
worth-
lights.
Is it worth, I guess, taking the next step? I can contact him, find out.
I think so.
I
how
think
many
if
he's
we
got.
can get those back parking lots lit up for $1,300 as well.
Yes.
But, well, what about also, maybe this, there's already an answer to this. Are there lights on the football courts?
there's one on there's one on the west side and there's a need to put one on the east side. I've already been yelled
I
at.
never thought about that.
Yeah.
I mean, if the park closes at 10, people play at 9, it's gonna get a little dark.
Yeah,
Is the one that's up there that lights the pickleball, is it enough?
No,
Because if you're
it
talking
does.
pretty cheap, to
it
get lights.
does two courts well.
Okay,
The east two courts are poor.
so then we could go 4 poles.
Yeah.
And, 5 lights.
Yeah,
Good enough. Okay.
I've been reminded of that several times. How come you didn't? You know,
And when fall comes around, start looking at sundown, 6,
Yeah.
5, 6 o'clock. People will love to play that whenever it starts getting cooler out there.
Yeah.
You're gonna have that place packed.
And these lights come, they come anywhere between 2 modes and like 6 different modes. The ones I looked at had 3 modes. You had a dusk to dawn, of course. But with that dusk to dawn, you had a motion. You had like a 20% all the time. And then when it detects motion, it goes to 100% for a certain period of time. Then it's got the one, of course, I don't know who would use it, but it burns all the time. I don't know why you'd want it burning during the day, but anyway, burns all the time. And then the other one is strictly a motion. You know, it comes on with motion. So I was thinking, if you got somebody using it, if they're in the parking lot or whatever, it's gonna turn on and you're gonna have plenty of light. But if not, you conserve the energy and the battery at 20%, I would think would be enough to see what's going on. But I can do a little more research and bring it next time. I'll get a hold of a guy and see, how many he's got. If he's got a bunch of them left, then, we don't have a problem. If he's got a handful, we may have to have a special meeting or something, or I can text you and let you know, and then we can decide, we want to move forward with this, we may have to have a special meeting to do it.
I was gonna suggest maybe somebody make a motion for you to do it, not to exceed or something.
I don't know what the shipping's gonna cost. And I don't know, are you going to, I don't know what we got left in our budget, total park budget plus other funds
We got about,
to come up with enough.
we got about,
Your shipping's gonna be the same whether you get 5 of them or 7 of them. It wouldn't hurt if you're thinking about getting a couple more for Spotsylvania, just go ahead and get a couple more of them for $100,
Okay.
in my opinion.
so I make a motion that you pursue it, not to exceed $1,200.
I second that.
I think that should cover it.
Is that 1,200 for the poles or is that 1,200 for poles, lights and shipping?
Okay, let me revise it, $1,500 for poles, lights and shipping. I didn't put the lights in there.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion.
I second it.
All in favor?
Okay, I do have a 7th one, a real 7th one. we have to make a motion about actioning the seal coating bids.
Oh, yeah, we forgot.
I was wondering if somebody.
Yeah, we forgot about that.
I make a motion that we direct Dave Evans to communicate with the bidders that we have rejected all bids.
Okay, I'm done with second.
Second that, yes.
Freddie seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. I think a motion was adjourned.
I second that.
Third, all in favor? Aye.
HMS missing Vanna White.
When you take me home? You ever, Glenn?